My dear friends, every morning is a new beginning. Each day God grants us breath is another opportunity to rise above yesterday's struggles and to walk in fresh strength. The way you begin your day determines the way you will end it. If your first thoughts are filled with doubt, fear, and negativity, your entire day will be heavy. But if you speak words of life, hope, and faith to your own soul, you set the tone for victory. So today, I want to share with you 12 powerful things to tell yourself every morning. These words are not empty. They are declarations that build your spirit, renew your mind, and align your day with purpose. When you open your eyes in the morning, the very first thing you should tell yourself is this: I am alive today for a reason. Life is not given by chance. Every breath you take is a gift. Every moment you are awake is part of a divine plan. So many people went to sleep last night and did not rise with the morning sun, but you did. That means your life is not finished, your mission is not complete, and there is still a purpose waiting to unfold through you. You are alive not just to exist, not just to go through the motions of routine, but to make a difference in this world, to touch hearts, to live out the calling that rests upon you. When you truly understand that your existence today is intentional, you no longer see your morning as ordinary. You see it as sacred. It changes the way you carry yourself. It shifts the way you treat others, and it empowers you to embrace challenges with courage. The struggles you face are not here to break you, but to shape you, to strengthen you for the work you were created to do. You must remind yourself daily that life is not random, that you are not overlooked, that your presence on this earth has weight and meaning. Say it until it sinks deep into your soul: I am alive today for a reason. Even if you cannot see the reason clearly, even if the road ahead seems uncertain, trust that being alive today is proof enough that your story is still being written. This truth alone can ignite hope in your spirit and remind you that today is not wasted, today is necessary. Today has been entrusted to you because you are meant to walk it out. When you rise each morning, speak gently to your heart and remind yourself, I am deeply loved and chosen. Too often we wake up with the weight of rejection, with the memory of failures, or with the echo of voices that told us we were not enough. But none of those voices define the truth of who you are. Love has already chosen you, even before you proved yourself worthy, even before you accomplished anything great, even before anyone noticed your name. You are not overlooked, you are not abandoned, and you are not forgotten. To be chosen means you are not accidental. It means that your life was carefully crafted with intention and care. When you carry this assurance, loneliness loses its power and insecurity loses its grip, because you know deep inside that you already belong. No matter what others say, no matter who walks away, no matter what disappointments surround you, you are held by a love that cannot be shaken. When you step into your day with this awareness, you no longer beg for the approval of people. You no longer chase after recognition. You no longer measure yourself by what others think, because you know that your value was already decided long before the world gave its opinion. To remind yourself that you are deeply loved and chosen is to start the day with confidence that you are enough, that you have a place, and that nothing can separate you from this truth. Even in your weakest moments, even when you stumble and fall, even when the mirror reflects imperfections, the love that has chosen you remains constant, steady, unshaken, and it whispers to your soul again and again, you belong, you are wanted, you are loved, you are chosen. When you wake and declare, I am strong enough for today's battles, you are not denying that struggles exist. You are simply refusing to let them rule over you. Each day comes with its own set of challenges, some expected and some that will surprise you, but none of them arrive without the strength to endure them already placed inside you. The battles of life are not meant to crush you. They are meant to reveal the power that is within you. A power that often stays hidden until it is tested. Too many people wake up already defeated in their minds, already convinced that they cannot face what is ahead, but when you remind yourself that you are strong enough, you are shifting your focus from fear to courage, from weakness to resilience, from defeat to victory. Your strength may not feel obvious, it may not be loud or visible, but it is steady, it is enduring, and it grows each time you choose to stand instead of collapse. Every storm you have already survived is proof that you carry more strength than you realize, and every challenge you overcame yesterday becomes fuel for the battles of today. The key is not in avoiding hardship. The key is in knowing that whatever comes, you will not be destroyed by it. When you speak these words to yourself each morning, you build a shield over your mind and heart, a reminder that even if the world feels heavy, you are not powerless under its weight. Strength is not the absence of fear, it is the decision to keep walking even with trembling steps. It is the inner voice that says, I can face this, I can endure this, I can overcome this, because I am strong enough for today's battles. When you rise in the morning and declare, I am strong enough for today's battles, you awaken a power within your spirit that refuses to bow to fear. Every day carries its own challenges, some small and some overwhelming, but none of them arrive without the strength already given to you to face them. You may not feel ready, you may not feel capable, but the truth is that strength is not about feelings, it is about the hidden capacity within you that only reveals itself when tested. Every obstacle you have already overcome is evidence that you are stronger than you once believed, and each new trial only adds to that strength. Reminding yourself that you are strong enough shifts your focus from the problem to the possibility, from the burden to the breakthrough, from defeat to determination. The mind is often the greatest battlefield, whispering that you are too weak, too tired, or too broken to keep going. But when you speak strength into yourself at the start of the day, you silence those lies and replace them with truth. Strength is not always about standing tall without shaking. Sometimes it is about standing even while trembling. Sometimes it is about taking one more step when your body and soul want to stop. Sometimes it is about refusing to surrender when giving up feels easier. This declaration builds courage and resilience within you. It reminds you that no matter what you face today, you are not powerless, you are not fragile, you are not abandoned. You have already endured storms that once threatened to destroy you, yet you are still here. And that alone proves that you carry more within you than you know. So speak it again and again until it becomes unshakable truth in your heart. I am strong enough for today's battles. When you begin your day with the words, I choose peace over worry, you are making a decision that has the power to transform the atmosphere around you. Worry is one of the greatest thieves of joy. It drains your energy before the day has even begun. It clouds your mind with fear of what could go wrong. And it distracts you from the blessings already before you. Peace, however, is a gift that steadies the heart, clears the mind, and allows you to walk through the day with confidence instead of chaos. You cannot always control what happens to you, but you can choose how you respond, and choosing peace is declaring that your mind and heart will not be ruled by anxiety. Worry looks into the future and imagines the worst, but peace lives in the present and trusts that each moment will carry you through. When you wake up and declare this over yourself, you are training your thoughts to focus on what is good, what is true, and what is possible instead of what is uncertain. Life will always present reasons to worry. Bills to pay, relationships to mend, health to protect, dreams that seem delayed. But worry never solves a problem, it only magnifies it, while peace equips you with clarity to find solutions. Choosing peace does not mean ignoring reality. It means facing reality with a calm heart, with the assurance that storms do not last forever, and that you are not walking alone. When you start your morning by speaking this choice into your soul, you set the tone for the entire day, because a peaceful spirit can withstand pressures that would normally break you. A peaceful heart can endure what worry would only intensify, and a peaceful mind can recognize blessings that worry would have hidden from sight. When you rise each day and declare, "I forgive myself and others," you are setting your soul free from the chains that try to hold it down. Forgiveness is not always easy. It is often painful, because it means letting go of wounds that left scars and releasing people who may never say sorry. But holding on to bitterness is heavier than the offense itself. When you refuse to forgive, your spirit carries a burden that steals joy and peace. But when you forgive, you are not excusing the wrong. You are simply refusing to let it control your heart any longer. Forgiving yourself is just as important, because so many people live trapped by their own regrets, replaying their mistakes, punishing themselves for failures of the past, and believing they are unworthy of moving forward. But every day is a new chance. Every morning is a new beginning. And when you tell yourself that you are forgiven, you are choosing to stop living in yesterday's prison and to start embracing today's freedom. To forgive others is to release them from your judgment, and in doing so, you also release yourself from the poison of anger, because unforgiveness does not harm the offender as much as it harms the one who carries it. Forgiveness is strength, not weakness. It is courage, not surrender. It is the decision to rise above hurt and live with a heart unburdened. When you declare these words each morning, you are protecting your peace, you are cleansing your soul, and you are preparing yourself to walk through the day with lightness instead of heaviness. Because a forgiving heart is a free heart, and a free heart is a heart ready to love, ready to heal, ready to live fully in the gift of today. When you wake and declare, "I am healthy in body, mind, and spirit," you are speaking life into every part of your being. Health is more than the absence of sickness. It is the harmony of strength in your body, peace in your mind, and joy in your spirit. Too often people focus only on physical health, while neglecting the inner life. But true wholeness comes when all three are nourished together. When you rise in the morning and say these words, you are reminding yourself that your body is a temple that deserves care, that your mind is a garden that needs guarding, and that your spirit is the source of light that fuels everything else. Even if you feel weak in your body, even if your mind feels heavy with thoughts, even if your spirit feels weary, this declaration speaks a higher truth. It lifts your focus from the weakness of the moment to the strength that is already at work within you. Words carry power, and when you speak health into yourself, you begin to shift how you see and how you feel. You are more likely to make choices that honor your well-being, more likely to feed your body with strength, more likely to direct your thoughts toward peace, more likely to keep your spirit connected to what gives it life. To be healthy in body is to move with energy. To be healthy in mind is to live with clarity. And to be healthy in spirit is to walk with hope. This declaration is not about denying reality, but about shaping reality with faith and intention. Because every day you choose to see yourself whole, you draw closer to living in that wholeness fully, and that choice begins the moment you speak life over yourself each morning. When you rise each morning and declare, I will focus on what I can control, and surrender the rest, you are choosing freedom over frustration. So much of the stress people carry each day comes from trying to control what is far beyond their reach. What others think, how others act, what tomorrow might bring, or what the past has already done. The truth is, no matter how much energy you spend on these things, they will not change by worry or by force. They will only drain you of peace. But when you shift your focus to what is within your hands, your attitude, your effort, your responses, your choices, you reclaim the power that is yours and release the weight of what is not. This simple declaration lifts unnecessary burdens from your shoulders and allows you to walk into the day with clarity instead of confusion. Surrendering the rest does not mean giving up. It means trusting that what is beyond you is being taken care of in a way you cannot yet see. It is choosing to stop fighting battles that are not yours to fight, and instead pouring your strength into the ground where you can truly make a difference. When you live this way, you become lighter, calmer, and more focused, because you are no longer pulled in every direction by things you cannot fix. Each morning you remind yourself of this truth. You are training your heart to let go of control and your mind to live with balance. Life becomes less about carrying the impossible and more about walking faithfully in what you can do today. And that is where real progress and peace are found, in the space between responsibility and surrender, where freedom begins to grow. When you wake and say, I am grateful for this new day, you are opening your heart to see life through the lens of blessing instead of burden. Gratitude is a key that unlocks joy. It shifts your attention from what is missing to what is present, from what is lacking to what is abundant, from what went wrong to what is still right. Too often we rise in the morning and immediately think about the problems waiting for us, the tasks left unfinished, the dreams not yet fulfilled, and in doing so we overlook the simple but profound gift of another day. When you choose gratitude, you begin to notice the things you once ignored. The breath in your lungs, the light of the morning sun, the chance to begin again, the people who care for you, the opportunities waiting to be discovered. Gratitude does not remove difficulties, but it gives you strength to face them with a lighter heart and a clearer mind. A grateful soul is less weighed down by complaints and more lifted by hope, because it sees that even in the middle of struggle there are reasons to be thankful. When you speak gratitude over your morning, you are training your spirit to recognize abundance instead of emptiness, and that recognition creates joy that cannot be shaken by circumstance. Each day is a gift, and gifts are meant to be received with appreciation, not with entitlement. To live with gratitude is to live aware that nothing is guaranteed, yet everything is possible. And when you remind yourself each morning that you are grateful for this day, you invite more peace, more joy, and more blessing into the hours ahead, because a thankful heart always finds more reasons to be thankful. When you begin your morning with the words, I will be a blessing to others, you are setting the direction of your day toward generosity, kindness, and purpose. Life is not meant to be lived only for yourself. Your greatest fulfillment comes not from what you gain, but from what you give. Every day you are surrounded by people who carry invisible battles, people who may be smiling on the outside, but hurting on the inside, And sometimes a single act of kindness, a gentle word, or even a simple smile can lift a burden heavier than you realize. To be a blessing does not always require wealth or great resources. It requires a willing heart and eyes that see beyond yourself. When you choose to make this declaration each morning, you are asking for opportunities to bring light where there is darkness and hope where there is despair. The beauty of living this way is that blessings multiply. When you pour into others, you often find that joy flows back into your own life in ways you did not expect. Being a blessing means being intentional with your words, choosing encouragement instead of criticism, compassion instead of judgment, patience instead of anger. It means noticing the small chances to make a difference, holding the door for someone, listening without distraction, offering help without being asked. Every moment of your day holds the possibility of impact. And when you remind yourself that you will be a blessing, you train your heart to look for those moments and embrace them. A life that blesses others is never empty, because the very act of giving fills you with meaning and peace, and it leaves behind a legacy that continues long after the day is done. When you rise in the morning and declare, "I expect good things today," you are preparing your mind and heart to look for possibility instead of limitation. Expectation shapes experience, because what you anticipate often determines what you notice, what you attract, and how you respond to the events of your day. If you begin with dread, you will see obstacles in every direction. But if you begin with hope, you will see opportunities even in the middle of challenges. Expecting good is not about ignoring reality. It is about choosing to believe that goodness can still flow in the midst of it. Each morning carries new doors that have not yet opened, new encounters you cannot yet see, new blessings that have not yet arrived. And when you walk with expectation, you are ready to receive them instead of missing them. Too many people start the day already defeated in their thoughts, already predicting failure, already convinced that nothing good will happen, and as a result, they close themselves off to the very blessings waiting for them. But when you speak these words over your life, you align yourself with hope, you prepare yourself for joy, and you train your eyes to recognize good when it appears. Even the smallest gifts, a kind word, a solved problem, a moment of peace, become visible to the heart that expects them. Expectation is like a magnet that draws possibilities closer. It fills your steps with energy, and it gives you the courage to move forward with confidence. So when you declare every morning that you expect good things today, you are not simply wishing for luck. You are setting your spirit on a path of hope, and that hope carries you into a day filled with opportunities you might have otherwise overlooked. When you begin the morning with the declaration, "I am becoming the person I was created to be," you are reminding yourself that life is a journey of growth, not a race of comparison. Too often we measure ourselves against others, looking at their success, their progress, their accomplishments, and we forget that our path is uniquely designed, unfolding step by step in its own time. When you speak these words, you affirm that who you are today is not who you will always be, that each experience, whether joyful or painful, is shaping you into someone stronger, wiser, and more complete. Becoming is a process, and processes are not always neat or quick. They are full of stretching, refining, learning, and sometimes stumbling, yet every moment is part of the design. To declare this truth is to give yourself permission to grow without shame and to walk forward with patience, knowing that transformation takes time. You are not expected to have everything figured out today, but you are expected to keep moving, to keep becoming. Each morning you rise with this declaration. You set your eyes not on perfection, but on progress, and that progress builds courage, hope, and resilience. Even in moments of failure, you are still becoming. Even in seasons of waiting, you are still becoming. Even in times of uncertainty, you are still becoming. Because the person you are created to be is revealed through every stage of the journey. This declaration lifts the pressure to compare. It silences the voices that tell you that you are not enough, and it replaces them with the assurance that you are on your way. You are unfolding, you are growing, and you are steadily becoming the person you were always meant to be.